to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
You're like a circle that floats around me.
Team here, you all in the comments. Let me know what you all think. Poke some holes, right? Losh, size. He's much. Guys, thanks for watching. Losh. All right, time to go. Please tell the people the team that you back to. Please.
Well, I can show you. That one right there.
I'm gonna edit that out in post, right?
Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion. We go live in 10. Number 9.
8. Yo! 7.
Number 6.
5.
Entry. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, and welcome back to another episode of the pick review and preview of 20 and 21. And of course, speaking of 21, we are coming on to the end of another year. Real quickly. Of course, I want to bring in my co-host, our Liverpool expert, Shamir. Shamir, how you going, bro?
What's up? Not bad at all.
Another year coming on to the end, right?
Yeah, to reach the end of a year. It's been good. It's been a up and down one, Thankfully we're here still, moving.
Yeah.
Praise and thanks for that. So hopefully 2022 will be an even better year for me and the Fantasy Pavilion. And everyone else for that matter, hopefully COVID dies down a bit, and we get back to some normalcy in our lives. Praying for people to continue having good health, stuff like that, all positive vibes all around, for the next
Exactly.
coming year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we do this for fun, but the end of life goes on, and we still have things to do at the end. You don't know what people doing, who's suffering, who going through whatever. So we hope that you guys are doing well, and we wish you the best for 2022 and the health to enjoy any success that comes your way. And don't give up, no matter what going through right now. Don't give up, right? And if you need anybody to talk to, join us on Twitter. We always open, right? Not a problem at all.
Definitely.
So, all right, big up. We have a fan from Egypt. Thank you very much. What time is it in Egypt? Thank you so much for coming through.
Wow,
Appreciate the
I'ma
love.
check out.
Really appreciate that. So, yes, Samir. Fantasy football. We had some matches this week. I was talking to you off air. I'm not been doing too well the past 2 game weeks. I have dropped tremendously. But
Same here.
that is how things go. That is
Yeah.
life. That's how life goes
Yeah.
up and down. But you can't
How
let
FPL
it.
is, eh?
Yeah, you can't let
Yeah.
it disrupt you. You
Yeah.
find a new way. Maybe you was trying something else. Go back to your old ways and also always follow your gut. So wow, it is 3:33 a.m. in Egypt right now.
Yeah, I was
My
not checking.
goodness.
I was checking as well. Yeah,
My
3:33, yeah.
goodness. Thank you so much.
Big love.
All right, so let's jump into it one time. So, of course, guys, as you know, let's review game week 20. We'll talk a bit about who performed well and who is on our watch list, because we need to start building a decent watches now, especially for when Salah and Mane and all these other guys that are attached to AFCON, if AFCON comes off. And not just that, we have some blank weeks coming up with EFL, if I'm correct, there, Shamir. Some EF Cup games coming up, and also the FIFA World Clubs as well.
Yeah.
So we have to
off,
yeah. So we have to start looking at those dates, and we have to start building a watch list of some guys. So I have some names, and I'll try to suggest some differentials, and of course some guys who are performing consistently, right? As much as they are, right? There's not much, but we'll try our best. So of course, Samir, as you know, we normally just run through the fixtures real quickly, just to get an idea of who performed well and whatnot. So of course, we would have had West Ham playing Watford. And so of course, nothing much with the goalkeeper side, really. Fabianski 4 saves. Nothing much to talk about except the regular schedule, guys. Dennis and King linking up as usual.
Yeah, boy. Mm-hmm.
And again, this brings that question of who is the better option. But thankfully,
Yeah.
5 from 7, not too bad. I will take that.
Yeah.
They both contributed some points. Who do you have in your team, Shimi, or who do you know
I
recommend?
have King. I have
Okay.
King. I went
Okay.
King over Dennis. Just I lean more in favor of the stats side of things. So I looked at King's underlying stats versus Dennis stats where he's kind of overperforming his XG, X axis, stuff like that. So I was saying, Dennis would have cooled off and King would have shined. You see that stats not everything. Played on the grass, big debate on Twitter recently.
Yes.
And Dennis is also, I was just looking option at Dennis going to AFCON, right? Now we're not too sure how long AFCON, we're not too sure if AFCON will take off still. And even so, he might miss 1 to 2 games, let me say.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not a lot of games, right? So far, the punt for me, King over Dennis hasn't paid off tremendously. But I mean, I stick by my decision. King is still a good option to have. Got some returns this time. So I move still. But
All
either
right.
one is fine. Either one in the team is fine. You can't, because a great budget option to have. Yeah.
Right. So we getting some questions already. Right. So what about James and Silver? What about Bowen, KDB? All right. Right. You're jumping the gun, but these are good questions. Now,
Yeah.
Bowen, I've had Bowen for a while, but I dropped him to bring in a few
Oh
other
shit.
guys who
Nah,
did
man.
perform.
Come on.
Yeah,
Right.
I had to drop him. I dropped him before the patch. I dropped him before his bad patch.
Okay.
Yeah, before the bad patch. So I had good grounds. KDB is looking good, but do you have the
Yeah.
funds for that? Because right now I will more recommend Son. I mean, if you could do Son KDB and
Yeah.
maybe have one of these cheap strikers, so Son
Yeah.
KDB, and maybe Dennis or King,
Yeah.
that might be able to fund you.
Yeah.
James,
Think about Cody.
I've been telling Shamir how much weeks now, Shamir. I'm going to sell James,
Yeah.
and I've never sold him. I
And
keep sticking.
yeah, he has we had a fires to put out, right? But he's coming into a tough patch now from game 21 to 25. He is highly unfavored in my eyes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't be owning any Chelsea defender for that period. They play Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, I believe, and then they're off into what's he working for? 2 blank game weeks if the
Yeah.
Club World Cup kicks
Yes.
off, right?
Yes.
So, and then his returns over the last 5 game weeks hasn't shown that we need him on our side anyway. Right?
Correct.
If you had any other Chelsea defender, you would have been doing a lot better than James, right? So I would say James is a hard sell.
Yeah.
Like sell
Right now, it might
money
make
for him, sell him. Yeah.
exactly. It might make sense
Yeah.
to maybe double up City if you
Yeah,
really feel you want to have.
Well, when
yeah.
we was reaching to that stage, you would have.
Yes, we'll get there.
We cannot jump in the gun, but
Yeah. You know, I mean,
definitely-
I answer. I know how to
definitely-
answer him
yeah,
after answer him.
definitely
You know,
looking
because
at those
it's a
are the
good
options we
question.
Could be looking at. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we get into that. As I said, I have my list, and we get into that.
Yeah.
So of course,
on the West Ham side,
West Ham side, yes.
yeah, we have some again. So this is a case of stats over eye test, right? Look, Bowen had played underlying stats, right? He wasn't performing his rough patch, performed before, right? I didn't have him personally because I had other persons and other fires to put out. Didn't
Right.
bring him in, unfortunately, right? And he's one that's performing as expected he would, right? Because he gets in his positions, he gets those chances, right? 3 assists, I mean, in a game, hat-trick of assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing really good. Our boy Antonio, I mean, honestly, I sold him a game week ago, game week 19, and since I sold him, he's performing. So I don't know if I was the happiness or not,
Yes.
way,
Yes.
but it's kind of like that's my luck for the season so far. That a player I have won't perform, and as I sell him, one does. So and as Antonio, Noble scored a penalty, decent game.
Yeah.
Suchek with a goal, right? He didn't score one in a while, so props for him. Ben Rama come back in the scene. Vasilic with a goal, he's one of those super subs for them, I guess. The defense, however, I was looking at defense. Ben Johnson is back, which is good for them. Playing on the, I think, left-hand side now, while Sufal or Kufal, however you prefer to pronounce
Yeah,
it,
Sufal, yeah.
is on the right-hand side. So Sufal is locked in his place in right back. Ben Johnson is your preferred left back, while Cresswell is out. Masiaku,
It was
Yes,
good the
I was
first
taking
time,
away from
Marcia.
him. Yeah. He may not be. People was talking about bringing him in, after a goal against Chelsea. I would stay away. He'd be a avoid for me just because his minutes isn't guaranteed. Right,
Right.
the attacking returns isn't as forthcoming as you would think. So stay away from him. Ben Johnson's still a good option to have. He's super cheap, 4 million, right? And you'll be getting some minutes. So yeah.
All right. So we'll move on there from that. Of course, Tyrone, thanks for coming through, bro. So yes, we have to consider the double game week options, of course.
Yeah.
But those teams
Yeah.
may have extra games again because those are some of the teams that have been affected. So we have to follow up. Maybe
Yeah.
Spurs might be the safest team. Spurs, Burnley
Yeah.
might, but
West Ham
Burnley
doesn't
did.
have a short double game week yet, but it may be possible that they play Crystal Palace and Norwich. So if you don't have a West Ham asset, I would strongly advise to get one in for
Yeah.
that possible double game week in game week 21.
Yeah. So we're all
It
waiting on
yeah.
Ben, Mr. Krellin, to verify.
Yeah, well, I'm watching his spreadsheet right now. So that's what I'm
Right.
trying to say, we're trying to see
Yeah.
what we could do with it.
All right. So next up, we had Southampton 1, Spurs 1. Very interesting
Yeah.
game. Very interesting
I
result.
watched it. It was a good game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. I'll just touch on the keepers real quickly. Of course. Watch this. Look at that. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
10 saves.
Yeah.
10 saves
Yeah.
from
He kept them in the game, He kept them
the
in the game.
reserve keeper. I think
Yeah.
he's because he'll be after McCarthy, right? McCarthy, sorry.
Yeah.
Right? 10. You imagine that 10. This game
Yeah.
could have been 11-1.
Yeah. He did really, really, really well. He was like a rock. He was like their wall. The man is 6'6", right? Brute of a man. He's huge, right, in goal. So
Yes.
normally when you're watching a keeper, they're 6 foot, 6'1", whatever, and they have a little space between the posts.
Correct.
And them.
Nothing.
He's barely anything there. So
Correct.
So and he has a good stretch on him as well. So
Yes.
in that game, he showed why Southampton hasn't sold him yet.
So, yes.
Yeah, and saved Southampton a point because I honestly thought Spurs would have scored 2 to 3 more goals than they did.
Yeah. No, they should have.
Definitely.
They definitely should have.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
And all 3 bonus points from you.
Yeah. I mean, when you
That-
make 10 saves, you have to get it.
Have to get it.
Yeah. 8
Right.
points, and he's 4.4 million. So he's
8
not a bad shout.
points. Not
Yeah.
a bad shout, especially when
Yeah.
some of our key keepers are out. Yeah, he's not a bad shout at
Yeah.
all.
Not a bad shout.
Ward-Prowse
rotating
goal. We
keeper.
spoke about Ward-Prowse, right?
Yeah,
we did
we have,
mention
and
Ward-Prowse.
he's scored a nice, beautiful volley against
Yeah.
Spurs. I was upset because I brought in Reguilon for this game week,
Right.
and conceding and so early in the game, I was really, really upset. And Reguilon didn't have a good game that game.
No.
He didn't play well at all.
Wasn't his best game.
Yeah, he was too hot-headed. I find. Yeah.
I was thinking of Ward-Prowse as a potential punt. I know what you think about that.
So we have to look at our scope out of his fixtures in the next 5 game weeks, right? So Ward-Prowse, right? They will be playing Newcastle in 21, which is possibility that he would blank, right? Brentford in 21, that it may be rescheduled to that, right? He plays Wolves in 2022, game 22, and Brentford as well, maybe, right?
Great games.
Then he has
Great games.
23, 24, 25. He has Man City, Tottenham, Manchester United, Everton in game week 26.
Right.
So,
2 of those
tough
games,
fixtures.
food.
Yeah, tough.
The only tough game
Yeah.
there is City.
Yeah.
The only
No, I
tough
mean,
game is City.
the
Tottenham is
game
food.
might be
United is
I wouldn't say
food.
food, I
United
wouldn't
is
say
food.
because United could be food, yeah. But the Tottenham game might be food because I see Conte getting back some players and getting more time to continue working them in the system and doing wonders with this team that he has running so far.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be I think from now on, I think any game with Tottenham plays, it won't be an easy game for the opposition.
And vice versa, because again, Tottenham thinking games easy, but we'll get to that because I'm starting to build
definitely.
building a profile and realizing something with certain teams. But especially with Manu, when we get to Manu, so of course on the Tottenham end,
Oh, just to
so
point out before we move on from
go ahead,
Southampton, right? Borja, again, your preference,
Roger.
right? All right, Borja. You see, look, same thing again, right? He is 5.2, 5.3 million, and he came on. He had one good opportunity that was foiled, right? But he is somebody that, well, if he gets 10 minutes, he has the chance to really return away, right? On this
Correct.
low punt you're putting on. So for your Ronaldo's up top, for your Keane's up top, right? He's a good enabler as well to have in your squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So look at him,
Right.
definitely look at him.
Right. So he's part of our punt list, guys. Right. So
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. So Ward Prowse,
Yeah.
Roger, decent punts you could get
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Especially if you're trying to bring in your KDBs and your sons, because that is the game
Yeah.
right now. If you want to get rid of Salah, I'm not encouraging that, but if you want to get rid of Salah, a KDB son, maybe even want to double up on the City, or if not, you want to go Bowen. So KDB, son, Bowen, so far as in midfield, Dennis,
Yeah.
Brozier up top, right? That's not something too bad.
Basically doing him until 11 already, but I
Yeah.
digress, you know.
Yeah. No, trying to help
Yeah.
out the punt. Just making the punt list as the punt list so far, right?
Yeah.
So of course,
definitely.
Son and Kane. Is it time to
Yeah.
jump on Kane? Is it time to bring in Kane, captain him when Salah goes away? Take it away, Shamir. Or no, relax, ease your body, just keep Son.
Let's slowly slow down a little bit. Let's just slow down a little bit, right? Let's not too excited right now. We see in the last couple of games that maybe Salah is not our perma captain as we would have as we have thought from prior, right? Only because in a little bit of rough patch, I think is literally internally Liverpool hasn't resolved this contract issue yet with him, and it may be affecting his mental. Who knows? He is human, right? He is human.
Of course.
Right. So we all have to look at other options, right, for our captains, right? Not saying you have to captain them, just fill the squad with some other options. So Son definitely for me is my second captain, I would say, right? Because he's at premium price. He's now Conte. When he first came in, I said that he has to play a 3-5-2 with Son and Kane on top.
Right.
And to really get the best out of Kane, the best out of Son, right? And he has started doing that in the last 2 game weeks, right? So Son is up there getting those chances. He won the penalty for Kane, right?
Correct.
And he has some other chances, saved by Foster, right? So
Foster, correct.
Yeah. So I looking at Son as I have on my side, right? He's a good choice to have. Kane, however, I don't know if he's back to his fluid best yet, right? He's grafting, he's grinding, getting those chances, right? Scoring odd goals here and there, but he isn't up to his last season or season before rhythm. So I wouldn't say now is the time to get him if you want him, because they're double game weeks, right? They have the fixtures to make up for it, right? So he has the potential to go off on those fixtures, right? But to me, so far, get him, but just remember, right? You get him because he has fixtures in hand, not necessarily because he's the best captain option around at the moment.
Right. Talk done.
So yeah.
Simple as. I want to talk about some defenders from this team, particularly Royal. I am sticking with Reguilon. I like him, but particularly Royal.
Me too.
And maybe Loris as a keeper going forward. Talk to me.
Yeah. But Regs is a good option to have. They left wing back. They play wide on the wings, right? Their fullbacks a lot of the work, just like Liverpool.
Right.
Reguilon and Royal on both sides. For Reguilon, he didn't have the best game this game week, right? But I do see him as being their main left back, right? I wouldn't drop him yet either. Emerson, on the other hand, is also their undroppable right back and has been doing great so far as well. He's a bit cheaper than Reguilon, but 0.2, 0.3 million, right? He's also doing pretty well, consistently. getting the minutes, but however, he hasn't been getting the assists and the returns that we want from attacking returns we want from him. He's getting those defensive returns when Spurs get the defensive returns, but he hasn't been getting
Right.
the attacking returns, right?
The attacking returns.
I do see Spurs keeping more clean sheets come January month when they have the double game weeks, etc. Because Christian Romero is back in training. I saw, and I see them being more solid with him in the back because he's a great defender. Who else is there to look at? Davies didn't play. He played this game? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
He's a good punt, right? Pretty cheap. He's that overlapping centre back in Conte's tactics where when they need extra outlet, he'll move up the field, carry the ball, and pop up on the other side for some shots, for some chances. Lloris as a keeper. So he's a bit pricier than David here, Ramsdale, right? At 5.4, 5.5. But Spurs have the fixtures in hand. And if you're targeting your double game weeks and your fixtures like this, right? That's a great point to look at because I don't know which fixtures Spurs have in hand. Right. I can't off the top of my head, I can't see, right?
I know it'll be the Burnley game. But no, they mightn't have that again because that
they have Watford, Arsenal, Leicester, Burnley / Brighton.
right.
So they have a few fixtures within the next 2 to 3 game weeks. They have some of these fixtures to play. So these are games that I don't see a lot of goals being scored, right? In terms of the Brighton, the Burnleys, right?
Correct.
The
You'll play for a draw
Watford,
kind of thing.
yeah, Watford might be a little threat. Arsenal definitely be a threat. Leicester could be a threat depending on who they have fit and how they feel to play that on that day, right? But we will talk about their feelings when we come to that fixture. But yeah, so Lloris is a good point to have. Go pick it if you're having money and you want you wanna double up on your keepers, I would say. So if you have Ramsdale and you have the money, buy Lloris. You kind of rotate your keepers in a sense, right? It's pricey to go that route, yeah? But I mean,
the returns.
but the returns could be there because if you bench boost now and you have Arsenal who has double game week to come at some point and you have Lloris to have double game week as well, those are good returns to get because these are keepers that make saves, that make clean sheet points as well. So yeah.
All right. So next up, we'll move on from there. We'll get back to some of those the key points, those players.
Yeah.
So of course, Crystal Palace 3, Norwich 0.
Yeah.
No Pookie. Coast. But let me talk about Guaita. Nothing here with save points. Gunn made 3 saves. So that would have been a day for Norwich. Mitchell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bonus point. We have been talking about him.
I've
and
spoken about him for a while.
Yeah.
I was between him and what is the boy named Rex Rex for this game week, right? They bring in. And I brought regular because of these fixtures to come.
Right.
So I should have bought Mitchell for this game week and kept him and then bring Reloni afterwards. But I guess hindsight is something.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. Yeah.
Hell of a thing, yeah. But you thought you should have done this, should have done that, but I mean you didn't have you can't predict the future, right? So
yeah.
So it goes.
So talk to me. We have moving forward from Crystal Palace. I mean, Norwich is a bit of a dud. We'll just talk about them in the preview, but I mean,
yeah. Crystal Palace has to play West Ham, Watford, Brighton within the next 2 game weeks, right?
Right.
All fixtures are winnable for them, right?
Yeah.
Barring the West Ham one dependent, right? So, I mean, Crystal Palace for the season has either been the defense or up top, right? Midfield is almost non-existent, barring Conor Gallagher, but he hasn't played this game. Did he play? He did not play. I think he has COVID, right? So Mitchell, Guy, and Anderson is the 3 defenders I will get from the side, or the same price point, right? Gaita is back from the cold, right? As a $4.6 million keeper, good rotating keeper option if you have your expensive keeper as De Gea, Loris, you have Gaita is rotating. Pretty good option to have. And up top, we have Edward. I don't think anybody else warrants much conversation other than Benteke, but hasn't been getting any minutes, right? Ayu is Ayu, right? Edward is the one to look at.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
6.4,
Yeah.
6.5 million, right? He's starting to get more minutes, right? He's been popping up in good, dangerous positions, doing some good stuff. So yeah, Edward.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. And I'm watching Hugh. So in the absence of Gallagher, Hugh
Right?
stepped up, putting some good contribution.
Well,
Right.
he has a good left foot, I would say
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And he has been looking at as a Premier League player for a while now. I know he was in Burnley, sorry. He was at Derby for some years, waiting for someone to pick him up from there, right? And he left Derby and went somewhere. I can't remember where he went. I think it was Watford, right? For a season or two. And they didn't really play him. I had no understanding why they didn't really play him as much as I thought they would have played. Crystal Palace picked him up pretty cheaply. And now it's his time to shine if Connor is out. Connor is out. So,
Yeah. All right. And well, I mean, we'll touch on
yeah,
on
Norwich is
Norwich
Norwich.
coming down, but Norwich
Yeah,
is Norwich. No Pookie now,
yeah,
so problems.
yeah.
No
And to be
outlet.
honest with you, we thought they would have been more solid defensively, and they
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
Lately they have been conceding some goals, so
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
pretty shocking. Pretty shocking.
Yeah. Very. All right.
Yeah.
So if it is you need to go and get a glass of water suddenly
Yeah,
or
yeah,
use the
yeah,
restroom
yeah.
suddenly, you know,
If
it's okay. I'll
if my
understand.
eyes start of water, it's like the dust in the room or something like that, Yeah.
Bro,
Wow,
Leicester
boy.
1, Liverpool 0. Let me just touch on the keepers real
Yeah,
quickly. A double point game from Schmeichel.
yeah,
4
yeah,
saves,
yeah.
penalty, clean sheet,
Yeah,
all 3 bonus points. In a game against Liverpool, Leicester,
yeah,
kept a clean
yeah.
sheet.
So here was my problem, right, with
Talk
Leicester.
to me.
I don't know what was going on. How can you concede 6 against City 2 days before and then keep a clean sheet against Liverpool? I don't know what zombie Liverpool had that they couldn't shake off because Mane missed a
Yeah,
open goal, it could have
yeah,
said, right?
yeah. Mane
Salah
was.
missed his penalty, right? I don't want to blame Mo too much because I mean he has been consistent with penalties for a long time. He must have missed one at some point, right? Unfortunately, it was because due to us dropping points this time, right? But he's not the only man that could score goals in his team, right? Jota had some chances, so did Firmino, right? But the team looked really, really disjointed. In terms, I'll talk about Liverpool quick, right? The team looked really, really disjointed. It was shocking defensively from Matip, I would say. We saw Tsimikas came in for for Robertson,
Bravo.
right? He did well. He was a good outlet. He'll keep his place against who we play against next, right? So he's a good punch, 3.9 million. I wouldn't personally sell Salah against Chelsea, right? And I'll
Same.
mention that in the preview coming up, right? Jota, touch and go with him right now, but again, I wouldn't really sell him. Wouldn't rush to sell him. And so it's Liverpool assets hold for now, right? In terms of Leicester kept a clean sheet. Amati and Ndidi was ridiculously good this game.
Yeah.
Anything came in, they headed out or they blocked. Schmeichel with a great performance, right? Penalty save, has some good saves as well. How did the score they goal look, man? I can't remember how the goal ended up happening, right?
It was a beauty. It was a beauty. And
yeah,
he has been silently. I mean, I don't know if
yeah.
to put him on my watch list, boy, but he's been
I won't
doing
yet.
yet. But
Yeah,
this is second
but
straight game week that he has been providing when Vardy has not even
yeah,
started or contributed. So
yeah,
I must say,
yeah,
not bad at all. And
yeah.
Inacio Blanca as well. So for
Yeah,
him
I
to perform,
wasn't surprised about the blank from Kilichi, to be honest with you,
right?
because he's that sort of player now. You'll be red hot one game, next game he blowing cool.
Correct,
Only
correct.
last season he had this patch where he just scored
Coming on to the
consistently.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, coming on to the end, yeah. So I thought he'd have carried that forward, but this year has been touch and go for him. So
Yeah.
Lookman is a good shot. He's like a Gray.
Yes.
You want him,
Yes.
but
But
will you
you're
give up a
waiting for
spot?
Calvert-Lewin to be more informed. So when
Yeah,
Vardy back
but
in form, yeah.
but
Yeah.
then think about it, right? For me, how I look at it is, do you want him more than do you want a Bowen? Or do you want him more than you want a Gundogan? Or do you want him more than you want
A
a
Saka?
Jota or somebody
Yeah.
else, or a
Yeah.
Saka,
Yeah.
or even
Yeah.
Smith Rowe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm with you.
this how
I'm with you.
FPLs this kind of how FPLs played now, boy, in terms of you want somebody, but you have to weigh them against the other options that you're trying to
Yeah.
move them on
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because now every time you catch form or you catch a player before the patch, sometimes you gotta make a calculated decision, and that's just catch people.
All right. So
Yeah.
before we move on, I know people have a lot of defender issues. Any defenders from Leicester? Hell no. I know that's the answer there. But
I would, yeah, boy, nah, boy, rough boy to pick one game from one
from
game,
one
6
game,
goals,
hell no.
and
Hell
then
no.
I'll clinch the next. But if I'm being honest with you, Ponton, nah, he's going to AFCON, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
punt
and
on him.
he's not he's not
Yeah,
nailed.
he's
This was just to get some minutes to be fit, you
no
know. Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
because they had
He's
a
not
lot of people
nailed.
missing, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He's not nailed.
if I have to punt, maybe Castagna as he's getting back fit, right? He's a
Right?
good defender,
Yes,
right?
he is. He is.
Maybe I'll punt him as a defender. Otherwise, stay the hell away.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, any besides the usual suspects, anybody else in the midfield from Liverpool jumping out at us, or we sticking with Jota, we sticking with Mane, those
Yeah,
kind of guys.
yeah, I'll come off the money train for now,
Right.
right? Only because the AFCON and then he hasn't been in the best form recently. I would definitely stick with Jota because he's sure to play, sure to get minutes when Salah and Mane goes to AFCON, right? The burden will fall on him, Firmino, and whoever else they throw up front for Liverpool, Minamino, Origi, Oxley, whoever they throw
Yeah.
up front. But that's the burden falls on him a lot to score goals. So definitely look at him to be Liverpool's shining light for the next coming game weeks.
Okay. All right. Next up,
Yeah.
another shocking result. Well, not really. If you're following
Yeah.
Chelsea recently, it should not be
Yeah.
shocking. And if you're following Brighton and their
You
last
won't be
minute
shocked.
goals, it
Yeah.
is not shocking. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me touch on
Definitely.
Mendy quickly. 5 saves from Mendy, so 3 saves in total. Sanchez 4 saves, so 3 in total. So yes, Samir, analyze. Talk to me. What you think about this result, and what you think about Chelsea assets moving forward now? And do we
Yeah.
jump on Lukaku? Do we bring him in with Kane? Talk to me. I'm just joking, but what's do
No.
we
I mean,
jump back on the Lukaku?
no, we won't jump back on him right away, right?
But
There's
add him to the
the
watch
premium.
list.
Yeah, definitely, because premium assets are pretty much watch and wait or have
Correct.
and hope,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So that I like the how that sound, right? Watch and wait or have and hope, right? Because for your Ronaldo's, you have and you hope.
Hmm.
Lukaku, you have and you hope. Kane, you have and you hope, right? So, or you watch and you wait, right? So for Lukaku, he is a striker. I was expecting to have a lot more returns at this stage than he has right now. But I think it's due to like form and then COVID and stuff like that, injuries or whatever. But now I think it's time to move away from big at the back in terms of Chelsea defenders. They mentioned it a couple of game weeks ago, and it has come to fruition. James is out injured, I think, right? We don't know the
Yes.
severity of that yet, right? Alonso is a case by himself, right? Christensen is Christensen, he doesn't get as much minutes as he would want. Aspi is Aspi, right? Likewise with him. Rudiger is the only sure pick in this team, right? As a centre back and makes those darting runs up top. But they aren't keeping much clean sheets anymore, right? Surprisingly. And then they have Mount, which I'm a big fan. Who am I a big fan of, right?
Correct.
Mason
Right.
Mount.
Same.
I'm a big fan of him. So he has returned again with an assist. And then Lukaku, I mean, he's a $100 million man. He has to be scoring goals, and he scored it in this game week. So I watching and waiting. I don't know about you, Jared. You could tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had Lukaku in the earlies. I'm not gonna get bet
Me too.
again. No thanks.
Yeah, same,
I'm
same,
waiting.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a quicker jump on Mope,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
or I
He's
rather
yeah,
So as we
yeah.
talking Mope, cheap assets, Cucurella for he's a new
Yeah.
bonus point defender as of lately. I mean, I've been talking about Lamptey, of
Yeah.
course, Mope,
One of our
who anybody
favorites.
from Brighton we should be considering because we have to now look at these teams who have players to play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
their game against
So
Everton could play.
Brighton has Everton 21. Man United could be scheduled for 21 or 22, right? Crystal Palace in 22. So if just look at the Everton and Crystal Palace games, these are games where Brighton thrives in keeping a 0-0 or
Correct.
1-0 kind of vibes, right? So I would definitely target their wing backs, right? Cucurella, Lamptey, right? Trossard is back in the mix, you never know if you're throwing
Yes.
up fair, right? Welbeck is a funny one because he scored this game week, and for some reason he has a knack of picking up goals, right? So he could be one to just have an eye on. Maybe if he continues keeping fit, he might throw up a goal here and there. You never really know with him. So those are some of my options.
All right. Solid. Right. So next up, of course, so today, no, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, sorry. I watched
Yeah,
this game.
yesterday.
Brentford 0, City 1. Now,
Yeah.
yes, you're watching the scoreline and you're telling yourself, nah, boy, City control the game. City were like, all
Yeah.
right, we're not going to murder them. Let's just score one and leave it. So they control the game. They dictated
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
But kudos to
Definitely.
Brentford still putting up a fight. The
Keeping
second
up.
half, they
Yeah.
really tried. They really tried in that second half.
Yeah.
Right.
I am echo those sentiments a lot.
Yeah.
Because they worked so hard to keep that clean, that 1-0 scoreline, or even to keep the scoreline respectable. Because
Respectable, yes.
I saw Tony made like 3 tackles in the first or second half, right? 4 or 5 interceptions. He really worked up top, and
Yeah.
I mean, he's scoring goals, right? But it just goes to show that if the person or the player buys into the system and buys into the cause, right? They are all for it now, and I respect him as a player for that, for putting up the effort for his team now.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he makes that effort, and you could see that making an effort means that he will get returns at some point, attacking returns at some point.
Yeah.
And they have
Yeah.
games in hand, right? So
Yes. Yes.
he could be a good little shot as well. Keep an eye out on him. I know you love Janssen and Pinnock,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So good options again. I don't believe Brentford going forward will keep a lot of clean sheets anymore because they're missing
Correct.
Aya, missing Raya. Since Raya came down with an injury, it's been downhill for them in terms of clean sheets and performing as much as they could have been performing, basically,
Correct.
right? They're really missing him. That kind of true of the whole season. But
Yes.
hopefully they stay up, right? I hope they do. And they do some good stuff next season as well.
Yeah.
Who else is they talk about this in this team, boy? Did Mbemo play at all?
No.
No, he did
No.
not.
No. Mbeumo.
Carlos, I mean, we like Carlos, ex-Liverpool
Yeah.
player, right? He's on set pieces. Wissa, I know he's a favorite of yours.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Who else is there? Yeah, that's it really,
Yeah.
Brentford
Yeah.
is they're kind of like a Brighton in a sense. You're not sure anymore to get a lot of goals out of them. So the attackers, you kind of watch and wait and see what's going on with them. If you're feeling them, if enabler,
Yeah. Well, so of course, Edison 3 saves, clean
Yeah.
sheet, bonus points, so 9 points
Yeah.
for Edison. The back,
Surprising got bonus points this time, because he doesn't normally get bonus points,
No.
Edison.
no. Well, that the keepers, it was a week for keepers getting bonus points. He was not the only keeper that got some bonus points. It would have been Schmeichel, him,
Mhm.
and Foster. So yeah, 3
Yeah.
keepers getting bonus points there. The back was straightforward. Nothing really to talk about
Yeah.
really. Laporte, Diaz, Ake, Cancelo. When
Yeah.
Laporte scored, thankfully was offside, so that helped. If you
Yeah.
didn't have him,
Yeah. Same.
and
Yeah.
the naughty boy Foden, De Bruyne
Yeah.
again with a beautiful
Yeah.
assist.
Yeah.
Bernardo
Bernardo with
salt
three.
again, salt
Yeah.
again. Right, the wheel predicted Fernandinho. I will take 3 points. Right, or Pep wheel
Yeah.
predicted Fernandinho. I will take that. It's
Yeah.
better than them yellow card and a minus and anything. I will take that. And he had a cracker. He had a shot. Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah.
goodness! When I saw that shot, I was like, "Yo, we go!" I was excited.
Well. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, the Bernardo one, I think the train has come and left the station.
Okay,
It's
okay.
time to find a new City attacker. Bernardo
PDB.
was definitely exceeding his XG, his X assists, right? When Foden is back in the pitch, Bernardo returns will drop. I think there's a direct correlation between the two,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Foden carries more attacking responsibility than Bernardo, right? And also KDB as well, since KDB on the pitch, Bernardo has less attacking to do. So Foden, De Bruyne are the options to look at for City right now,
Fully
offensively
agree.
and defensively. I looking at honestly Laporte to double to for me personally, looking at Laporte to double up on City defense
With
with
Cancelo.
Cancelo. Yeah, with Cancelo.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
He came out today and said he was attacked by some people, and I like to say that's utterly
Yeah,
disgusting
boy.
of those
Yeah,
people
yeah. I saw that the
to
pictures.
yeah, it's disgusting to attack a footballer with his family. What
Gosh, boy.
Anyways, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that
It's
could have
really,
ended
really, really sad.
badly. Like, thank God
Yeah,
they're safe, but
definitely.
oh gosh, boy.
Thankfully, they're okay, right? So we send our regards and best wishes to him,
Yeah, man.
and his family, and yeah. So City, we looking at doubling up. I looking at doubling up for the attack. For the defense because I can't afford the attack.
Right.
Right,
Smart.
right. So that's my moves, but I would recommend you if you want to feel a little naughty and say you want Foden and Sterling up top. By all means, go fit. You know.
All right. Solid. Taking that. I'm
Yeah.
reserving my judgment because I'm waiting for when we previewing. We will talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
certain players. All right. So last but
Yeah.
certainly not least, I watched this game. Wasn't much to talk about. Much as there were
Yeah.
goals. Again, if this was a better team playing against United, when United come up against a good team, they are going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot
I
of
don't see how
trouble.
Ronaldo got 3 bonus points in this game, but
You-
from
For
scoring and
nothing.
tapping,
For not
from scoring and
one
tapping,
thing.
and he had a, I mean, on the face of it, he had an assist, he had a goal, but
Yeah, but he was invisible. As when he coming
yeah,
out to the NRL try,
yeah,
McTominay deserved to me all bonus. And
yeah,
because he was man of the match, he was
yeah,
really good. He really,
yeah,
really, really played good.
yeah,
McTominay was amazing. Right. So of
yeah.
course they here, no save points. Hennessy,
Mm.
4 saves, still got any point there. So 2 points there. I want to talk about this guy here, this fraud. You see this fraud here, Shamir? We
Oh
all
yeah,
had him at
yeah,
the start. We all had him
yeah.
at the start of the
I didn't
season.
have him. I didn't trust him.
Okay,
I
fine.
didn't have him.
Sorry. Most
Yeah.
of us had him at the start of the season.
Yeah,
He did not look even 2% of what he was last season. All of a sudden
Fair.
now, he's
Yeah.
prime Ashley Cole, putting in best balls. Look, he was great today. He
Yeah.
was great. He was great. I saw some passes from him. I was like, wow, Cristiano should have scored.
definitely. Yeah, he's definitely the one to I don't know boy, he switch off and then switch back on, right? Yeah, and I think he's at a price point now we could possibly maybe I do want him
Yeah.
because he's better defensively than Tayez, right?
Andalo,
Better
yeah.
and Andalo, and he could also be better offensively than either one of them as well,
And Basaka, yeah.
right? Well, that's not even a question. He has no attacking ball in his body, right? Sorry to say, I mean, I can't just be judging as a person who doesn't play football professionally, but Wan-Bissaka cannot cross a ball, right?
Right.
Sorry to say, right?
No,
Hate me
I'm
if
with you. I'm
can.
with you.
Yeah, man, you can't hate me if you can, but honestly, he is the best crosser in the world. He is literally like a third centre back in a sense, right?
Sure.
I was a little disappointed in De Gea in terms of the goal he conceded, and he is
Correct.
my one to watch for keeper wise in terms of keeping those clean sheets and getting those points for the double game weeks and the rescheduled fixtures, because he's 5.1, 5.2
Right.
million.
Right.
He's good value for money on the face of it. Now it's for us to kind of hope and pray that United defense helps him out. And that's where that's where I worried about
Yeah.
the Gea
Yeah.
owners now.
No, but the
The-
defense is a bit sus. They're not looking solid
That's
at
what
all.
I'm
They're
saying.
not cohesive.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why we worried for the Gea owners, because his defense isn't helping him at all. So I'm a bit
Yeah.
worried for them.
Because
Um,
I mean, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but we were people fans of Man U, want this all out, but you could see now that it was the
Yeah.
players. Because as I
Yeah.
said, if this was if I know they played Watford and Watford destroyed them, but if it was a rematch with Watford, Watford would have destroyed them because if Burnley were clinical, if Corny was on that field,
mm,
I am telling you, it would have been a different result.
yeah.
Godmison had some
Yeah.
space. Godmison was in space a few
Yeah.
times. Well, Wood had a few
Yeah.
chances as well where no one knows what I was
Yeah.
like, but how the hell is this
Definitely.
possible? They're not looking good
Um,
defensively at all.
and United had some time to kind of catch the tactics as well. So we looking at them with a pinch of salt in terms of attacking wise as well. McTominay is not FPL asset. Don't get
No,
twisted.
never,
Don't get no
never.
hope. Don't jump by Jared and by Fred, because
Nope.
it's not making
Fred
sense,
gave
right?
bench.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, don't make sense, right? Sancho scored a goal, deflection,
That's
right?
a one-off. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like him as a player. He does have the potential to pop off, right, and do well. Ronaldo scored a tap in, right? I hate when he scores easy goals like that, but I mean that's his job, right? He has to score them anyway.
Yeah. Have to score them. Correct.
12 points wrecked my overall with his 12 points. Absolutely ridiculous, but that is a personal vendetta against him. Yeah. But yeah, so Ronaldo is a good punt if you have the funds, if you're willing to go that route. But don't tear up your FPL side to get these premium forwards in, right? Is at this point of recording is not worth it to wreck your team template to get these premium assets. You have to think strategically and smart. Although double games coming up, Ronaldo will have a double game week, Kane will have a double game week, Lukaku might have one, whatever it may be. But try your best to figure out your balance of your squad. Try to make this purchase within 2 to 3 moves at the most. Right? Don't take a minus 12 to bring Ronaldo in your team
Correct.
or Kane in your team. There's too much risk involved for these fellas. Too much.
I fully
Too
agree with
much.
you there. I
Yeah.
won't jump on anybody for Burnley at all. Burnley,
Yeah,
when we get to
it's
the
tough.
preview,
Tough
we'll talk
nuggets.
about
Tough
that. But
nuggets. Yeah.
yeah. Only if
Tough.
you're really desperate for the double game week and maybe the defenders or something, you want some cheap defenders, fine. If you want to jump
Yeah.
on that train, right? So that's it there for our review of the matches. So of course we have to
Yeah.
jump into our favorite part of the show where we show you our teams and how amazing we did. So I'll go
Don't
first.
show.
Right, I will
Wow,
go first.
ridiculous.
Right,
Yeah.
we can't always be showing you all when we do good and then not hiding when we do bad. So I've been
Yeah.
awful
True.
for the past 2 game weeks, but that's how it is. This is FPL. This is why we play the game.
Yeah.
This is what we is about our life,
Rough.
and you will
Chad,
see
rough,
why.
Rough.
So 15 points. I was high up. Now I've dropped all the way to 284k.
Yes. Tough.
So I kept Sa. I didn't bother trying to buy a keeper. James, for the last time, has burned me. I'm
Same
sure
here.
you're tired of hearing me saying I was going to sell him. I'm finally going to get rid of him. Cancelo was the only person that made sense. I probably should have had a C instead of a V there. Regulon, one-off bad game for him. I'm not going to, throw him away just yet. I love Regulon. Trent, another one-off bad day, is not consistent. I will keep Trent, of course. Fred, the punt died. Now the patch is over, so I will probably look to roll him on or just have him on as a cheap asset. Salah, 2 blanks, that's
Yeah.
not something to cry about at all.
Yeah.
Not with someone of his pedigree.
Yeah.
He's going to bounce back against Chelsea. Now, that game is going to be very tricky, but we'll get into that when we
Yeah.
talking about the review, the
Mhm,
preview,
mhm.
sorry. It's going to be very tricky, but we'll get to that. Bernardo, as my co-host Samir said, it might be time to move him on. I think we've been patient enough
Yeah.
with Bernardo. I was
Yeah,
just trying out a
definitely.
Villa stuff. But I had nobody else. As you can see, I had no bench. So I had to have him there.
Yeah.
Vardy's injured, Pookie's injured. So I have no strikers at the right?
Pressure.
Until Watkins comes in. Okay. And that's what my
Mhm.
team looks at so far. Let's check out before we move on. Of course, we have to check out Mr. Chapman, Tuchel's Angels. He the leader of my oh wow! We have
Oh,
a
is
new
that?
leader. Look
Yeah, Waggy
at
Hando. Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
yeah, look at
Oh,
this
yeah,
back
look.
now.
Alright.
Okay, so let's see
Yeah.
what went on here. So Marquez, all right, Marquez United. All right, you are from Barbados. Ah, well, then I know exactly how to find you. All right, so he had Sanchez, Cancelo, Trent, Reguilon, Emerson Royal. He had Foden, Jota, Tony,
Yeah,
and
Foden
Dennis.
jump.
All right,
Yeah.
not bad, not bad. So that would have scraped him just enough there. So even though
Yeah.
Salah blanked, he had a few guys around him that brought in a few points. So not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Marquez, we don't wish you the best, but congrats on taking over Tuchel. We have been tired of seeing him all the time on top
Yeah.
there. So congrats. And as usual, we don't wish you the best, but thanks for keeping the seat warm. And we'll try to get you on the show very
Yeah.
soon. Well, all right. So Shamir, let's bring you up on the screen quickly.
Yeah, my
Real
pressure.
quickly. Just wow, and I'll take it off, right? And that's it there, right? So guys, thanks for
Fade, man. All right. So it's been a wreck of a week, boy. Honestly, 26 points is really tough to see. I think this is my worst performance ever in my history up in FPL. I can't be sure, but it's one of my worst ones, right, in recent memory. Ramsey didn't play. I didn't sell him. I didn't really want to move on from him yet, right? I have James. I'm moving him on, right? I sold Alonso, brought in Reguilon. On the face of it, it was a good move.
yes,
Reguilon
yes.
didn't perform this game week, but hoping and praying that he does in the future. Cancelo, he's a permanent pick in his squad. Trent, permanent pick in his squad. Bernardo is a tough one for me. I should be looking to get Foden in at some point, right? We'll
Right.
see how that moves out, how that shakes down. Jota is main man for me in Liverpool, other than Salah. We have Son, right? I'll keep him again as well, right? He's a good option to have. Salah, he blanked this game week, but you know it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
King, over Dennis. I mean, can't go wrong, 5 points.
Can't go wrong. No.
And Borja, whoever you pronounce it again, right? 1 point. He's a force to have up top. If he does pop off again and score some goals. Bench is the bench, nobody played. If there's a future plans for me, I'm definitely gonna try to get a second playing keeper. Right? I really want to try to get double Man City defense, and I really want to get Foden if I could. And I honestly want Ronaldo at some point, but that's just me being template thinking wise in terms of
Right.
But I honestly don't want him personally too much, right? But in terms of us looking at effective ownership and all kind of stuff, and the knack he has for scoring like odd goals here and there, and how he'll rule my rank, I may need to get him in just to protect my rank a bit. But that was I don't know if I was going to do it or not. But
Yeah.
that's my future plans.
Yeah. I'll wait till then. All right, no problem. Thanks very much for your
Yeah.
bravery. And
I
of
think
course,
I
we move.
reached-
We
I
move.
dropped
We
down to
move. We move.
114K in
Yeah.
the world so far. So it's been a tough one, but like you say, we move.
We move. We don't let these things
Yeah.
bother us at all. So of course,
Mhm.
guys, we are rolling on to the next segment of the show. We are going to preview Game Week 21 as quick as we can, and of course,
Yeah.
give you our transfer 11. So let's get into that, and of course,
Yeah.
give you some ideas that we've been sitting on our watch list, and a few names that you may be surprised that we're thinking about,
Yeah.
because we have
Yeah.
some names that we're watching and scouting at
Yeah.
for now.
So game week
Once the games go
21
forward.
could be a double game for some teams,
Yes.
right? So you need to
Yes.
start planning ahead for 21 and 22.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Some people free hit it in 19, right? Had some good returns for that game week. Now, do they hit the second free hit for 22 when it's confirmed double game weeks for certain teams, or do you play a wild card then? You know, a lot of things to think about. I still have my 2 free hits and to my chest. I
Correct.
may play mine soon, but I won't tell you guys when and where because I want to get my rank up as soon as I could. So
Yeah, fully agree with you.
yeah,
So let's jump right into it. So
yeah,
Arsenal facing City.
yeah. Nice fixture.
Very nice
Good
fixture
to start
early
the
in the
new year.
morning.
Yeah, good
Great
to
way
start the
to
new
start
year.
the new year.
Yeah,
Now
definitely.
City have been scoring a bag of goals, except for the
Yeah.
last game, but the previous game
Mhm.
they've been scoring.
Mhm.
Arsenal could be due a few goals, but
Yeah.
but I want. I don't know. This game is a tricky game. I could see a 3-1 or 3-2. I can
Yeah.
see
Okay.
us scoring. I can see us
Okay.
scoring. I can see us scoring. Right? I can see City winning because City just have too much goal scorers, and when Arsenal face a team like this where there's too much people to mark, we normally get a bit
Yeah.
stretched.
I
Right?
think Pep has to get his tactics. No, Pep. Sorry.
Ateta.
Arteta has to get his tactics spot on
Correct.
because Pep could run circles around him.
Yeah.
All right.
And let's not forget, there's no Ateta on the sidelines.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
Right? So that's another factor.
that is
We
true.
do hopefully doesn't affect us too much.
Yeah.
Right? There shouldn't be any difference, but hopefully it doesn't affect us too much.
Yeah.
So I wanna punt on Ramsdale being busy, and I
I
wanna
like this.
say
I like that. I like
yeah,
that.
and I wanna say maybe KDB. This is his kind of game. He could find the pockets
Yeah.
because I mean we defensively we're not terrible right now, but
Not. Yeah.
of course no Tomayasu, so
COVID or injury?
injury. So no COVID. Sorry,
Shit.
COVID scare. COVID
Okay.
scare. So that might be an issue,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
We didn't look too bad without him last game, but that was against
Yeah.
Norwich. This is a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
I wanna also say Mahrez. I think Mahrez loves to play against us if Mahrez
Mm,
features, guy. But again, he's not the best person to chase right now because his minutes are not secured. You're
guaranteed.
better off
Yeah.
getting Bernardo. Rabbi, just putting it out there. Right? It's better to
Yeah.
have someone who nailed on. So the only nailed midfielders right now, if you want attackers from City, because we don't have our wheel tonight, our wheel is not up tonight, so we're
Yeah.
just going based on our gut. I would say no, KDB is expensive, but for this game, a feeling Mahrez for this game.
I
Feeling Mahrez.
actually feeling Sterling, you know.
Well, all right, boom. So there it is.
Yeah,
You
I
played-
actually feeling
right?
Sterling in this game
So
because he didn't
Sterling
play
and
last
Mahrez
game,
off. Yeah.
right? And if
Yeah.
it's not COVID related, there's a rest, then I do think he's a good shout to have against Arsenal team. And for
Yeah.
Arsenal, I think, yeah, you're right. You know, Ramsdale definitely a good shout. And if your other option might be between Saka
hmm
and Martinelli,
Yeah, he's tricky.
and
He's tricky.
I say Martinelli because I don't know if Walker is back out fully fit, right? They may have to throw Cancelo on that side, right? Or keep him on the left, and who they throw on the right hand side is a good question to
Yeah.
have, right?
Yeah.
So if
Zinchenko.
Cancelo,
Yeah.
if Cancelo stays on the right hand side, Martinelli may be a bit quieter, or
Might.
he might have space
Yeah.
because Cancelo does move
Bomb
a
forward.
bit,
Exactly.
yeah, right? He
Exactly.
may have space, so I do think he could be a good punt to have. Just popping
Yeah.
all goal here or
If
there.
if Tierney and if Tierney and Saka play on the same side or Tierney Matley play on the same side and they link up
Yeah.
well, because Ben White most
Yeah.
likely might have to slot in for Tomayasu. He did it and it wasn't too bad,
Yeah.
but he can't bump forward as normal. So
No, you
they
have
have
to
to be
hold. You have to hold.
yeah, have to because he did bump forward against Norwich.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Watford Spurs. If this game goes off, this one may go off. So far, I think
No,
Watford
it
and
should.
Spurs.
I think it should.
Yeah, this one is a
Definitely
safe
should, it
one. So
should.
Arsenal City safe,
Yeah. Knock on
Watford
wood.
Spurs
Yeah.
safe so far,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Crystal Palace West Ham safe. So I if you want to make your transfers early, I think you target these games alone. Honestly,
Well, I can't say
Right?
earlier because only tomorrow is already 31st, so
yeah. No, well,
I'll
early
say
is
early.
when I say early because well, it's all what happened with the crash, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Watford Spurs could be a little sus defensively. Of course, the main options from Watford is Dennis or King, and it's up to you to decide who you want, which part of that debate you are on, right?
Yep.
I personally like Dennis, but if you're looking forward, it will not make sense bringing in someone that you have to dump in a few game weeks due to AFCON or international duties. So I will say King
Yeah.
if you
Well,
want to jump on a
let's
Watford asset.
let's think about it like this, right? And let's just kind of just for everybody in general, think about AFCON. AFCON lasts about 3 weeks. Your players would miss 1 to 3 fixtures at the most, right? So if you have Dennis and you don't have any foreseeable transfers you want to make with Dennis, right? And you have other things to do, why would you sell Dennis and just for 3 weeks, right? You must have other things you could do to make up the points than selling
Yeah,
him and then trying to scrounge to get him back when he's ready fit again, right? He could just be a hold, right?
correct.
Same for some other players, so you may want to move on, right? So think of it like that, right? So if you have Dennis, I wouldn't sell him right away unless you have the luxury of other transfers that like free transfers they could just use,
Yeah.
right? But I wouldn't sell
Yeah.
him right away.
But I was saying,
I
if
wouldn't
you
sell him right
have him already,
away. Yeah,
fine. But if you don't have
yeah,
him, I won't,
yeah. I
encourage you.
wouldn't get
Unless
him
you
for the
don't
half.
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
as I
I
said.
wouldn't
Because
get
I
him
mean,
for this game week. Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
I
Yeah.
won't recommend him. If you have him already, keep him, let him play the, and then
Mm-hmm.
bam, you sell him off. Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I
Son.
want to challenge you a bit. Do we go with the
Yeah.
typical Sun, or do we use Spurs as our cheap defender asset? Do we go for Emerson Royal? Do we go for Davies in this particular game?
In
And
this
looking
game.
forward for the double game week as well too, because you have to keep Spurs in mind.
N-
I'm trying to jump here there.
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Mm,
well, to answer your question, part one, for this fixture, I won't go the cheap defender for this fixture, but I would go for the double game weeks, especially Davies or Royal, because their minutes are sure to be 60 plus, right? And they do get in those positions where they could have some end product coming out of it, right? Um, so I would honestly look at getting them if you don't have them already. If you have Regulon, I probably won't double up on Spurs defensively just yet, right? But I mean, if you want to play it a little risky, you could. Right? It could pay off for you, right? Um, Definitely have Son for this game week. I do see him probably putting a goal or two against Watford, who doesn't be defensively sound under Claudio. So yeah,
all right, solid. Taking that.
yeah,
All right. So moving on, Palace, West Ham. This game
mm,
should happen, but
yeah, should.
Palace have a few injury crises as well. But
Yeah, but once you
I
have no COVID outbreak, then it should go
yes,
move on.
the game will still go forward.
Yeah.
And I think this game could be a goal fest, especially
Yeah, yeah,
now.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think so.
I think this game could
Yeah,
be a goal
I think
fest.
so. I think so. I think if you don't have a West Ham asset, try to get one as soon as you could.
No,
Bowen,
no,
right?
no, yeah. But I would even say, because I think West Ham have a tasty game coming up soon. Like one of
Yeah,
those
they
games that
do.
Bowen like to
Yeah,
play very
they playing.
soon. I was watching.
They
Ah,
playing
right.
Leeds. They
They
playing.
have Manu soon.
Yeah, but they're playing Leeds in 22.
Yeah, playing Leeds. I'm not beating up on the Leeds. I'm not beating up on the Manu and Manu away. And that is a Bowen
Yeah,
game. But we will get to that, right? But
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying,
yeah, yeah,
Bowen, right now, Antonio has been on at not, I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
even say
yeah.
form because it's not
I
too, it's not something to, it's not too
If I do buy
reliable.
him, I will tell the world because that means I would have him and he won't score. So far I don't have him, so that means he might return again.
Yeah,
So if I buy him, I will tell Ollie, right? So Ollie will
yeah.
know.
But
Ollie know
I'm not,
to,
I'm going against every other judgment and not going with the King Dennis. I'm actually going to get Edward. That's one of my plans for this week.
Oh yes, 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 yes. I was gonna say the same. I was gonna
Edward
say
is my plan. Is
because
in my
yeah,
plans.
because West Ham defense is lacking some leaders. Zuma's out,
Yes,
Cresswell is out,
exactly. Exactly.
right? So
Exactly.
they're a bit short defensively, right? Dawson is not the best, right?
No.
Edward could put him on his heels, right? And could have a goal or two in this game. So I think it's going to be
Now,
a 4-2, a 3-2.
Now,
know?
something that we have to, two things that we have to keep in mind.
Mhm.
No Zaha and no Gallagher.
Yeah,
Now, Palace are playing at home. Palace are great at home. But there's no Zaha, no Gallagher. So that's two key creative outlets not
yeah.
playing.
Well,
So we have
that means Edward has to kind of put the focus on himself, right?
right? He's
Yeah.
in new Benteke now because Benteke has had to work by himself and create his own luck. So
Yeah,
they are
true,
relying
true.
on Mihajlovic, Hughes,
Yeah,
to be the creative outlet. So that could
Yeah.
be now. That's the only thing that has me hesitant. But
yeah.
I'm looking at Edward, not for just this
Yeah.
game, but for future game weeks.
But
I'm
it
looking at
remind me also thinking about how Crystal Palace at home is pretty solid defensively.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And it's still and the defense has not been hit by injuries because they still have Gurkey,
Yeah.
Mitchell, right? They still have the team. Mitchell
they
might
still
even
have
be
the
a
back
good
four.
shout.
And Gaita is back. So
Right, Gaita back, so
honestly,
solid.
we're thinking it could be a goal fest, but it could also be a 1-1 or a 2-1.
A 1-1 or 2. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So
Correct.
but
Correct.
definitely look at the options you're talking about. There's a Bowen and Edward. Those are
Yeah.
good options
Yeah.
to have.
I don't want to be that guy, but I don't know Suchek. I won't say as an asset, but something. I just look out for him in this game. These kind of games is his kind of game, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, Brentford, Aston Villa. Another. This game should. This one
I-
I'm not too. This one tricky. I don't think it
It's
may
50-50.
come
I
off.
think because on the Villa side, the
Yeah,
Brentford
Villa
one
side.
Brentford has been complaining how they have been stretched pretty thin, right? Injuries and COVID, but they're making do. Villa, on the other hand, has been hit hard
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
So
Real
I
hard because
don't
Gerard
know.
out as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know if this fixture might actually pull forward or
Yeah.
not.
Right. So that's something to
So
pay attention to, guys. But we'll still give
Yeah.
you some. I'm not going Tony. Actually, I'm going to go Pinnock. Pinnock
Okay.
was amazing in the last game. He had a
Yeah.
few chances. He was very busy.
Yeah.
I think Pinnock could cause some trouble. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to go Watkins. I'm going to go Target, and Cash
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
my watch list, actually,
Sure.
for future. Not now because of the
Sure.
COVID crisis, but for future, they are on my watch list, actually. I am
Okay.
watching them.
That's
I
good
don't know
shouts.
who
And I
you
think
have. Yeah.
I have Watkins in my team, right?
Right.
I
Of
would
course,
not
of course,
sell
of
him,
course.
right? Target is a good shout, but again, you have to be so worried about this COVID and him not playing that you're wasting your
Your
players
transfer,
basically.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I say.
So
Future, not now.
so
Yeah, yeah.
so for I think looking at Aston Villa here, right? Villa. They
But you,
due to
but you
the
know,
yeah,
as
they
you're
have
looking at that, I also want to slide Ings in defense mode.
okay.
This is a kind of game where Watkins might be marked, but Ings get the room and sneak in a funny goal. I remember Fernandez still, not that he's not a Raya. So I think Ings might be
Yeah.
a decent
Yeah.
punt as well.
Good
Ings
shout,
coming
good
back.
shout.
He looked
Yeah.
okay in the last game, so that they
Yeah.
played before. So I think this
Yeah.
is a game for somebody like Ings, especially
Yeah.
the way Brentford are defending and playing right now.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Everton, Brighton. I think that's actually postponed already, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe this one it was a Leeds Burnley was postponed.
Leeds. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Tell you, hold on.
because one of
Leicester Norwich has been postponed, right? And
right, Leicester
that's
Norwich
out.
right. Yes,
That's
that one was
out,
postponed.
right?
Yeah, and I think the Everton one maybe
It may come off, but it's a possibility.
possibility, right? It's very tight. It may.
Yeah.
If so,
Yeah.
I will obviously back Gray, and I'll
Yeah.
obviously back maybe even if it's a 0-0 because Everton they playing for those kind of 0-0 games right now at home. I think Cucurella clean sheet or Sanchez. Sanchez might be the best option, as
Yeah.
one of the top
Yeah.
picks of keepers. Yeah.
Shout. The Leeds Burnley may come off. May
Right.
come off. Right.
Now I want to tell you
Talking
something
from
controversial, Shamir. So we were talking about the midfield, and so
Yeah.
far we have Son, KDB, Bowen. I'm thinking of Rafinha coming back into my team.
Yeah. Well, you know we are a big fan of Rafinha on this channel, right?
Yes.
We love him to death, right?
Yes.
He's plenty chances. He has some decent fixtures fitting between some hard fixtures, right? He's on penalties still, right? He's their focal point without Bamford. So I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Right? But the question is, I went back to what I said before. Do you bring him in for Bowen? Which one you rather have at this current point?
Yeah.
Who you rather have?
For me personally, I rather Rafinha only if I'm using fixtures. But if I'm using
Sure.
form,
Yeah.
Bowen, of
Yeah.
course, Bowen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the
So
thing with
I
Bowen,
same
remember
thing. Same thing thinking. Yeah.
Bowen was not safe from being dropped. Let's not forget that. So I'm frightened. He's playing 7 straight game weeks. So I'm waiting to see if he
Yeah.
gets arrested because I have a fear with our Bowen right now.
I don't see him
Remember,
getting
there was a
a full
surprise
game.
game where he got
Yeah.
arrested. So
Yeah. I don't see him getting rested right away. So, because West Ham trying to make back up ground for the top 4.
right,
So they
right.
want him around, they want him playing. So yeah. But I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Fair enough,
yeah,
fair enough.
yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough, fair enough.
So I'm just looking at that because that's a
Yeah.
possibility, right? So of
Definitely.
course,
Yeah.
so as I said, right? So yeah, I think Rafinha looking good. Burnley,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, boy. Burnley, boy.
Nah, but I don't
Burnley.
really want to see it because they're struggling bad.
Yeah, yeah. If you had a I won't. Yeah, we
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
do all that.
I
But
won't
again,
do you guys that, yeah.
we can't ignore the fact that they will have some double game weeks, and it might be a cheap option for a defender, might, or just to have someone to
Yeah, yeah,
facilitate an expensive buy, right? If you bring in Wood just for having Wood's sake, just saying to
yeah,
facilitate your Kane
definitely,
move
definitely.
or your Lukaku move,
Yeah.
whatever it is you're looking at, right? Well, we could move on to now this game if it comes off, because this one I think you said was in
I think
jeopardy
it's
as well.
also a
Yeah.
doubt, yeah. It's also a doubt on
This
this
one
one.
is a doubt, according to our boy Ben,
Yeah,
right? This one is a doubt. But
yeah.
if it does come off, I think this could definitely be a very interesting game as well. Especially where St. Maximin in a better form, Broja in a better
Yeah.
form, Ward Prowse is in a better
Ward-Prowse.
form. Newcastle defenders are not the most disciplined, so he could
Yeah, and
possibly
Column is out.
definitely get some free kicks,
Column is
right?
out, so
Right. So
yeah.
yeah, no column exactly. So I think that this game could be very interesting. And
Yeah.
obviously, my
Definitely.
point would be Ward Prowse for this game. I think Ward Prowse is decent to look at
Yeah.
for
And mine
Southampton.
is the Amado up top, so
Right, of course, of
and
course.
and ASM on the Newcastle side. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I was 100%
yeah.
there. Even do Braka
Yeah.
probably because he might be the
Yeah,
busier of the two.
props, yeah.
Yeah, the busier of the
For
two.
me, I don't like him because he's just so expensive as a
Yes,
keeper
for
who
nothing.
doesn't return
For
enough. Yeah,
nothing.
it's
Yeah,
too expensive. Too expensive.
yeah, yeah.
For my
I fully
liking.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1000%. And of course, a big, big game, a monumental game.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
game
yeah,
could
yeah.
decide if City wins the league and goes. I just joking. It's too early for that talk.
No,
but
no, no.
just
I fully agree with you because this is a 6
no, but
point
it could.
difference.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
could
the
have
point is
a this
because
game.
City right now run away with
11
taking a
points.
sense, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
So if Liverpool wins, City's back under pressure. If Chelsea wins, City back under pressure somewhat, right?
But we have to do you
Both of
all a
us draw.
favor. Arsenal have to beat City for
Yeah,
it
yeah.
to be
I hope
interesting.
so. I hope so. I hope
If
so. I hope
City
so.
wins
Yeah.
before you all even play, City could know. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. So who we looking at? Now, so from Chelsea, right now again, we want to reiterate the point. Time to get rid of. If you have any Chelsea assets, bring it down to a minimum of bring it down to one. If you have 3 and
Yeah.
2, start to get rid of them, rotate them or whatever, because soon they're gonna have a few blank game weeks. And
Yeah.
we see how bad it is when COVID blanks are so far less for fixture blanks. So try and have some playable players, improve your bench. So I'm definitely getting rid of James. He's the only Chelsea
me
asset
too.
I have really on my team, actually. Only Chelsea
Same
asset.
here. Same here.
Right? Mount is looking
he's out
okay. As I said,
injured.
Lukaku's not a bad shot, but it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense buying those expensive guys. So I would say roll who you have now and then get them out for the next few. But if it's more than 2, maybe 1 by 1, try to get them out where You could
Yeah.
just have maybe one on
Yeah.
the bench that you want to
Because
keep, you know?
yeah, because Chelsea back then had to set up in a way where it'll be Aspi as the right wing back or Pulisic, Aspi as the right centre back, Rudiger and Christensen or whoever, or Thiago Silva, and left back is Alonso, right? And if I be honest with you, if I have Pulisic and Alonso as my wing backs, I'll be very worried as a Chelsea fan because Salah and Mane could definitely hurt them
Yeah,
with those
1000%.
spaces, right? Yeah, Alonso isn't the best defensively, and Pulisic playing in a position where he hasn't played much before, right? He could be run ragged defensively. So I do see some goals in this game. Salah's a point to prove after missing a penalty. His old club, as we all know, right? So I do see Liverpool doing something here in this game. Chelsea will definitely depend on Mount and Lukaku up top to kind of ease that pressure. They'll be focused on Kante kind of mopping up that midfield, right? Hoping to make a penalty for Jorginho, which I find very strange that Chelsea has gotten like 4 or 5 penalties in the last 3
Yeah,
game weeks. Yeah,
yeah.
Jorginho
Easy
for
to
like
Bruno.
3 or 4 years
Yeah,
is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. I find getting a lot of penalties, but I
yeah.
mean, I'm not saying is a scheme or
The
anything
only
like that. I
route for
find
them winning. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
feel you. I feel you.
but I find that the
Yeah,
scoring goals lately have been mainly through penalties, which is
yeah.
concerning for them, right?
But what
And yeah,
I want to ask you something. Which team of the two you think is stronger in the midfield?
on paper it has to be Chelsea, and fit wise right now it has to be Chelsea again, right? And I say that because Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho is fit, right? And it's a balanced midfield, right? And they have Mount as well to join the midfield, kind of, right? Liverpool, Thiago is missing. And if Thiago was fit, I would say we'd be on par because Thiago has been great this season, right? In terms of linking that midfield and doing that work for us in the midfield. And he's out with COVID. So right now we kind of dependent on Keita, who is not now coming back. Henderson, who's now coming back. Fabinho is now coming back, right? After from COVID and stuff like that. So our midfield isn't the best at the moment, right? But so that was why I said Chelsea has the upper hand on us in midfield.
Exactly. And that's why
Yeah,
I asked because when Brighton played the all they had was with Suma. Far less
yeah,
for a team with Kovacic, Kante,
yeah,
Jorginho, Mount.
yeah,
So I think that is where you'll be disadvantaged terribly. No offense to Ox and Minamino and these
yeah,
guys, but they will
yeah,
not
yeah,
be
yeah,
up to
yeah,
that task. Yes, you have your Salah, Mane,
yeah,
Firmino, and Jota, but that's the only way you might beat them. You'll be more clinical. So whatever chances fall
yeah.
to you, you'll have to take advantage of. And I think
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
that will
I
be the
think it,
trick. And
yeah, I think
if
that's where
it
it relies. Yeah,
yeah. And if you are
that's where it
hesitant
lies.
of captaining Salah, I will allow you this round. I will allow you. Because
Yeah, I would give you a
he
right?
might be muffed. But I will remind you that Chelsea's defense is really terrible right now. So I will definitely be keeping Salah. Salah might do that magical run he did and score a goal. So I'm definitely captaining Salah.
So
Right?
Antonio says, he'll wear Barca tee
Yeah.
if
I'm keeping that up
if
there.
Arsenal beat City, right? Um, I want to know again about City September over
Ah,
no
Shamir.
because
Ah.
I know as
That
a
was my
Real
next
man,
question. That means you have
the way he
access to
gonna
one. Antonio,
I mean, yeah, I find that strange, right? That you have access to one so easily.
are
But I
you a
mean, he,
closet Barcelona fan? Antonio, there's
I
something
wouldn't
you
do
need
him
to
now. I
tell us.
wouldn't do him now. I wouldn't do him
I
now.
told you,
But
okay, do it.
but
Right,
anyways,
exactly. He's a
live by
smart
live
man,
by him
Shimi.
on
That
this
was my
one.
question, because like, would
Yeah,
all of us
yeah,
just so? Before you say you will
yeah,
come and kiss my Arsenal crest or something. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Right? So of course
Um,
our last fixture, this should come off again. Should. Right? I
yeah.
do think
But
Wolves were too
unfortunately for
affected.
that fixture is the last fixture of the game week, and it's by Monday, and plenty things could happen between Saturday and
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah, yeah,
So.
yeah.
Whew, just be worried, but at the same time, don't, 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 don't be afraid to buy your assets from Man United if you want them.
Yeah. I the
If you want
actual
them.
bank on Wolves getting a clean sheet in this game, because the way
I
Man
mean,
you
I
playing.
mean, I don't really give you wrong for saying that because Wolves could honestly hold our midfield pretty tight,
Yeah, yeah,
pretty tight.
yeah. right? I think they could definitely keep them.
Yeah.
So I will definitely. I mean, Ronaldo, Manu. Mm, I have nobody really. I mean, I guess Jaden Sancho look okay, but I won't jump on him as an asset as yet. Greenwood was all right, but they marked
Mm-hmm.
him. I guess I mean CR7, but I mean most people would have him already. I guess they here. I know he's a keeper of choice, especially with some of the extra games
Yeah.
coming up. For me, Wolves, I will always bank on the defense, and know me, Cody. Cody has been doing great, but you have Saiz. Nori, I think is back. I think, but he may
I
not
think so.
start.
Yeah.
But he is back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nobody preferring
Antonio, right?
put in
Yeah.
Antonio, right? Shamir,
Antonio,
this
right?
is
Antonio,
not
right?
me being biased.
Yeah.
Wolves
Yeah. Yeah.
have had
Yeah.
some
Yeah. Yeah.
really good games. You all barely beat them. City barely beat them, right?
No, no, I
One
fully
nil,
agree. I
one
fully
nil,
agree.
and
I fully agree.
they've
I fully
been
agree.
Cody has had back
I
to back
fully agree.
bonus weeks, right? Back to back. So I just saying that it could be possible that Wolves give some trouble here because Manu are not looking good. Manu not looking good. Today
Fully
they were
agree.
just
Fully agree.
flattered by a team that was trash. Right? Burnley were
Yeah.
terrible. If Burnley, because Burnley Burnley was given space. Here, go take a shot. That's literally what Manu did today. Here, take a
Yeah.
shot. Right? So against a team with a decent striker in Jimenez, Podence finally getting a little bit of form. If Trincao feel up to it, and of course a solid defense because the defense has not been plagued by injuries and COVID so far. I think, especially in set pieces,
Yeah.
I think you could be in a lot of trouble. So I will definitely go for those guys. I
Well,
don't
I
know what
wouldn't
you
say
think
set
there.
pieces, but I would say just in general,
Yeah,
you know, they are under some pressure defensively, man. You that is, and I do see them. All we want to see the here keep clean sheets and look Shaw, who is back on our radars on our watch list, to keep clean sheets. I don't see them keeping clean sheets consistently,
yeah,
and that's their
exactly.
problem.
And that is
As in
the
terms of
issue.
yeah, that's their problem, right? Because we're not seeing them readily score goals. Or let's go through today, right? They're not literally getting a lot of chances,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right, so and then CR7 look pretty isolated up top, if I'm being honest with you.
Correct, correct.
Unless Cavani's with him, because if Rashford played with him, it would have been a different game,
A
if I'm being honest with
different
you.
ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And
Cavani kind of linked the play with him a little bit, taking
a
that
little bit.
space, did that running firm and stuff like that. So Man United are a team to look at, right? Get your CR7s if you want him, right? If you don't have him already, get him for the fixture runs, but like I said before, don't tear up your side
Yeah, yeah.
just to get him.
You have better options for now.
Yeah,
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 that you
and
could bring in. Yeah, cheaper
definitely
options.
don't wildcard now.
Yeah,
I will not wildcard now,
nah, too
only
soon.
because COVID is still too rampant in the UK
Unpredictable.
and
Correct,
too
correct.
much moving parts, and we don't know how teams lining up, what games we're playing. You want a wild card sometime where you have a little more normalcy, and you could kind of be confident. And if you pick these players, they're going to play for the next 3 weeks, and you set the team up properly.
Yeah.
If you
Or
wild
if
card them
not,
for
at least your
yeah,
bench. If you have a bench, are gonna play Shimir. If you have a
yeah,
because I mean bench dead now. Remember we were talking about having a
yeah,
strong bench, and now that
yeah,
has been totally
yeah,
taken out of the
because
equation
we
now.
have because and look how funny it is too, eh? If you have a dead bench for all the money and you're playing 11 does well, you get through because of the COVID and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now we have a strong bench, but they're not playing because of COVID. So we kind of in some
Yeah,
mess there.
yeah,
So that's why I'm saying do wild card because of that reason. But again, teachers own if you're on a wild card, preparing for game week 22, or if you're on a wild card, but you don't feel confident about this game week, by all means go for it. It's there to use. You do your thing, but I won't suggest it.
yeah. But
Yeah.
we'll do a free hit draft soon,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
we
We'll do a
definitely will
free hit
give all
chip
the
draft
options,
soon.
right?
Yeah, we'll do a
Give you guys
video on that
options, yeah.
soon, and guide you guys accordingly. So
Yeah,
before we
definitely,
wrap up,
definitely.
Shamir, we need to do our transfer 11.
Right, sure.
So it's just us. Antonio, if you're still there and you want to just comment your ideas or your opinions, anybody watching, you want to give us some ideas. So who is the best goalkeeper for this game week? Shamir.
All right, so we would honestly have to go with, I would say, Loris.
All right.
Yeah, Laurie.
No, yeah, that's against King and Dennis, right? You're confident
Yeah,
with
I mean,
Loris.
um, I'm gonna say Laurie because there's a chance where you keep a clean sheet, or you maybe kept a bit busy and have some save
Fair
points. So I'll
enough.
go
All right.
Loris.
All right.
I'll
I'm
go
taking that.
Loris. Yeah.
Are you good with this formation? We should fix this formation.
Oh no, I would change it. Honestly, to probably a 4-4-2 or
All
even
right.
a 3-5-2.
3-5-2. Okay.
What do you think?
All right.
3-5-2?
Good with that. Yeah, because you have a lot of midfielders now that we could put in. Oh,
We
correct,
could put
correct.
on, yeah, sure.
All right.
Transfer
So
11 defensively.
so let's go.
Um,
Obviously, this is a transfer 11, so we're not gonna talk about Cancelo and those guys. You have those guys already.
I
Mhm.
honestly will go Laporte,
All right.
right?
we-
No, against
right.
Arsenal he may concede, right? But lately he's been scoring some
Yeah,
goals. I mean,
yeah. His goal was
so
offside. That was marginally
so
too. So yeah, and it was a consistent because he scored last week
yeah.
and then scored on
Yep,
offside goal here.
yep,
So
yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah. And the
You
Bruin is
could,
because of that. So all
yeah,
right.
yeah. I
The-
think if we're looking at defensively and watch list wise, I would honestly go left field here and say Luke Shaw because it could be somebody that you could jump on before he
patch
gets,
that. Yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of form and stuff
Correct,
now.
correct. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. And my last person, I don't know if you agree or not, would be either Cash or Cucurella. You could pick between the two.
Yeah, no, Cucurella was on my mind actually. I always have
All right.
Kasha, but Cucurella was on my mind. So
Yeah.
I'll go
But
with the
then,
Cuc-
right,
I like that
yeah.
shot. He
Go
has
the Cooks
been
then, right?
doing well so far.
Yeah, Cucurella. And then we'll look at
Mhm.
let's look at midfield. Well, I mean, we don't want to say his son, right? Because you have Sonny
No,
Boy already.
you have him
But we
already,
have Bowen.
right?
Bowen. We will go Foden.
Are you sure Foden will start, boy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
All
he
right.
will start. Yeah, between him and
Right.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Let's go. Wow. I mean, if you're not keeping Son, then who?
Because by now you should have Son. You think people still don't have Son
Yeah,
yet?
I think people still don't have Son yet.
All right,
Honestly.
well, we could
But
check with Son.
but
We
if you
remind
don't
them.
have Son, right? Lucas Moura is the next one, right?
Yes, I like that shot.
Yeah, Lucas Moura is the next one to have. Arsenal plays who, boy?
I want to see just now had a nice. I want to say Ward Prowse.
Yeah, go for it.
This was a decent game against
Go
a
for it.
struggling Newcastle. And again,
for it,
Newcastle
go for it.
defense are not disciplined at all.
I would reinforce that decision full 100.
I want to say Ward Prowse.
And I know Leicester fixtures are off or whatever, right? But James Maddison have been a decent.
Well, he's
shout,
injured. He's injured.
right? No, I saw he's back fit again today.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't know
Okay.
if he injured, if he fit or whatever going on with he. We're not sure, right? But what I would have liked to have him in your squad. Just looking in terms of like fixtures to come, right?
What about if this game comes off, bringing back Rafinha, or that's too much of a left field move, or
I mean,
you stick with your we stick with our Trossard, or we bring in Gray. If that's not too far of a left field move again, or you double up and you say, well, all right, you say Foden and you say maybe KDB if you don't have
Sterling,
KDB.
KDB. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you could honestly, if you're looking at like that, I think the Rafinha one is a bit much,
Yeah, that's a bit
right?
much.
Because you're not, yeah. In terms of
Yeah.
just because in terms of the fact that Leeds are not sure to play.
Yeah,
yet.
that game may not even
Yeah.
come off. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
Correct.
don't
No,
want
you're
to
right.
say go and buy him, and the game doesn't come off.
Yeah,
So I would
that's not
honestly
yet.
go. If you had the money, boy, and you want to sell Salah, you to go KDB.
Yeah, for those that are
But
selling Salah, we could definitely
yeah,
do the KDB shout for them.
I think
Even
let's
Mount,
go with that now.
but not. But we can't
Yeah, I
touch
won't go
Chelsea
Mount. I
again.
won't go
But
Mount.
we
I don't
can't.
want to go
Yeah, we
Chelsea.
can't
Yeah.
touch Chelsea because
Yeah, I
again,
don't want to go
they have the
Chelsea.
blank week coming up. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to go Chelsea, to be honest with you.
and right, and I want to say KDB as captain of this transfer 11. Boom,
Okay, sure.
jumping that. Right, up
Yeah.
top. Why Edward?
All right, so we said
I joke
Edward,
it,
so
I
we'll go
joke
with Edward still.
Right.
Yeah, no, I go in there. And I mean, people have CR7 already, so and Kane, so I won't go for these two of them. I would honestly go Mikel Antonio
Well, all right.
or Danny Ings if the fixture comes off.
Oh, well, here what? Alpha slash in.
Because I
Right.
only win Ings because it's a bit more.
No, yes, yes,
Yeah, a
that
bit
game
more, you know, like
favors him.
just like
That is his
yeah,
game.
it's a bit
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
yeah. And he's back fit. He was on fire in the early, so you never know. This could be
It
yeah.
favors Watkins as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
with
no,
you,
it
but I know
does.
a lot of people.
But I
Yeah,
just
and people
see,
have him as well. So yeah,
I could just see
Ings, he
Ings
could.
doing that role. I
Yeah,
could just
he
see
could
him.
have something. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are running
just
through
feel as
quickly.
though-
Go ahead.
I just feel as though Ings
Mm-hmm.
hasn't found or Gerrard hasn't found the best place or the best time to throw Ings on the field yet.
Correct.
Because Villa, I don't know what Villa was doing by buying Ings in the first place. When you have Watkins on your team, they're the same type of striker, right? So you just bought one for the next. Right? It didn't make sense buying Ings, but you have him, you had to play him, right? So I think that's the problem as Villa having right now with Ings. They don't know where to play him without affecting all these minutes and positioning.
Correct.
Because Ings can't play as a winger again. He's too slow for that. He's too,
Yeah.
you know. And then we're wasting Ollie Watkins on the wing.
Correct.
So it's kind of rough in terms of those choices.
Right, so let me run through that 11 again. So these are our suggested transfers for the game week. So, of course, Lloris, Laporte, Luke Shaw, Cucurella, Mora, Foden, Bowen, Ward-Prowse. KDB, if you don't have him already, he's our big premium midfielder there. And, of course, Antonio or Ings, Edward. Right now, what if people are selling Salah, which some people have, who do you think is a great captain alternative? Now that, especially when we have to get ready for AFCON, if AFCON comes off, Salah. And if Salah some more bad patches and we say, all right, you know what, let's give him a rest, let's switch it. Who are the better options?
Yeah. Well, my strategy going forward, if that has to happen, would be pick my captain based on fixtures and form. I won't, and then I'll also want to pick it based on price point, basically, because you don't buy a premium asset like KDB, right, without expecting return from him for spending amount of money now.
Correct.
Right? So by default, my thinking would be captain KDB, captain Son, captain Kane, captain CR7, because you're spending money on these fellas to get you the returns, right? Otherwise, I'll just buy a next midfielder for a medium price and say, well, you know, you score me 5 points this game week, or every other game week or whatever, but you're buying KDB to get a goal or assist every game. You're buying Son to get a goal or assist every game. Same for CR7 and Lukaku, whatever, right? So that's where my default kind of lies, where captain your second premium in the squad. And then I would choose the captain based on who I have in the squad, based on the fixture that they're coming up. So I wouldn't necessarily captain CR7 versus Chelsea, right? Just because he's expensive now, boy. I'm a captain of Bowen versus Norwich because it's the better matchup, right? Even though Bowen is cheaper, right? Right? So that's kind of things that I think about going forward in the captaincy choices. It's easy to cop out on a Salah because, you know, we know what to expect from him, right?
Correct.
But going forward, if you want to be a differential and choose other captains, look at your fixtures, the matchups they have, the captain choices they have, look at the price points, and move from there. Don't just make a default option and say CR7 most expensive person in my squad, he's going to be a captain. Look at the fixtures you're going to have to play and really line it up.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem that we're going to be facing now when Salah's not captain, because it wasn't an issue. We didn't have to think about captains. The biggest issue was okay, who is the goalkeeper this week, or who I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring in? Do I stick with the big at the back? We didn't have. It was such a
Yeah.
sweet relief. It was a bit of
Yeah.
a crutch that we didn't have to
Yeah.
be worried about who is the captain.
Yeah.
Once Salah was fit, that was it. You wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about Salah.
Yeah.
Everything else was right. Who's the strikers? Because we had other issue. Imagine if we had a captaincy issue along with the striker issue, along with the bigger the back issue, along
Mhm.
with your prime goalkeepers getting injured. Imagine if you had all that to deal with at
Yeah.
once. Whew,
Yeah.
right? So it
Well,
was really sweet.
now we're looking at fixture. Rank swings a lot more now than before because different captains will bring different returns. And if everybody in the top 10 or top 100K has Salah as captain, it would have been the French was in the squad the playing
That
11
lift you
to
up.
move you across, right? But
Correct.
now your captain choice is even more vital because if I captain Salah and you captain KDB for 1 week and Salah scores, KDB doesn't, or vice versa, our rank would reflect that movement now. So we had a look at that as well. That happened this game week for me. Salah
Yeah.
didn't perform for me, so I went down. Whereas other men captain, maybe a Son or a Kane or whatever, or CR7, and I went shoot up. So that's where the fun kind of starts come back in to the FPL where you take your punts on your captains and see your rank rise or fall, and you gotta be very, very calculated about the choices now
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw that with Cancelo when people captain
Yeah.
Cancelo a few game weeks, and it paid off for them, right? So, all right,
Mm-hmm.
so guys, we winding it down there, just like 2021 is winding down. We want to
Yeah,
again
yeah,
the same sentiments as earlier. We want to wish you guys the best going forward
yeah.
into 2022. Nothing but success beyond the fantasy. Just success in all your endeavors, whatever it
Yeah,
is that you'll
definitely.
do in life. Right. And
Yeah.
I want to do a nice episode where I bring on fans and ask you all what you'll do in real life. I want to get to know you guys. So we'll work on something like
Yeah.
that eventually. Right. But guys, all the best. We hope that you'll don't forget the black
Yeah.
eyed peas and rice, right? Don't forget the garlic in the wallet, whatever it is you'll
Yeah.
believe in. Right?
Yeah.
Shamir, any parting words before we go?
Yeah, I mean, definitely want to reiterate these things Jared said in terms of want to wish everybody in the fans pavilion and in the wider world, wider community, a happy new year to come. Hope our prayers is it's a better one than last year, a healthy one, a peaceful one. I hope you spend some time working on yourself and really get to enjoy life for what it has for you now. It doesn't have to be stressful all the time. It doesn't have to be. I know people go through different things, but I pray that everybody gets a relief and has that happiness and that joy in life that we experience from time to time as well. I hope FPL becomes that joy for you. I hope Fans Pavilion becomes your one-stop shop for advice. And yeah, just I wish everybody best 2022.
Right. And of course, this was our first time coming up. We started in August. And I just want to shout out
Yeah.
a few people that would have been very helpful and influential in getting us where we are. So of course I want to shout out Shamir, Antonio, Aaron, and Kevin, my crew. Right. I literally did
Yeah.
not meet some of these guys. First time meeting Shamir.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Shamir, so much for coming on.
Yeah.
And help. There's a few times where I've been I might have to host by myself. You jumped in just like tonight.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll miss you mad hours of the evening and you'll be willing. Right. I want to shout out
Yeah.
Gabe. I want to shout out Javed Khan, of course. I want to shout out Chris Mariner, Nemo. Right. Just a few guys that have been very helpful. I want to shout out Igal of Igal TV. He has been very helpful. He brings you onto his channel as well, and we discuss Arsenal. I want to shout out all the guests that we have had. I want to shout out Daniel Gilal Singh. He was our first prize winner, and he's doing well right now. Top 3 in Trinidad, I believe.
Yeah.
Mashing up the dance right now. We definitely want to have him on the
Yeah.
show. And just thanks to all the fans. We had 150 subscribers. Thank you for every one of you guys that consistently share, like, and subscribe, and continue marketing us on all your different platforms. Thank you so much, guys. As usual, please click that save arrow, click that subscribe button, and happy picking. We are out.